So, in my journey through life to try to find some happiness, some peace, some stability, there's a lot of things that change within my life that I did not expect to change, and I was completely shocked by, but I understood it was extremely necessary. So, what I want to do in this video is share with you the 7 quiet things that disappeared from my life once I started making the changes that, well, I needed to make. And now I need you to stick around because the fifth thing that went away from my life quietly that I did not expect, it's really important. You certainly want to hear it. So the first thing that went away from my life when I was trying to find some peace financially, mentally, and physically is the wrong friends. When you stop entertaining distractions, everyone that benefited from you just entertaining them, they disappear. And at first, it kind of sucks because who wants to be lonely, right? Who wants to live a lonely life with no friends? But then you slowly start to learn they're just sticking around because you're entertaining them. And they're not really truly your friends. And their silence really isn't a loss to me. It was a confirmation that they were just holding me down. You see, some people within my life were just extremely negative, and you probably dealt with those people. And little did you know, you were participating in it as well. All the gossiping and the complaining and the whining, none of that truly helped you at all. Every time you had this great business idea, they would, well, shoot you down. Whenever you want to discuss things that's happening within your life, well, then unfortunately the call has to end or you get silenced with the text messages. You see, people just care for themselves. They just want you to listen to their problems, but when it's time for you to discuss your problems, they're not around. And that's when I recognize a lot of friends within my life, they weren't there strictly to just benefit me in my life and help me along my journey. They were there just really holding me back. But even though I am not confrontational, I am not confrontational. I'm a people pleaser. Simply just making the changes in my life, going to the gym, changing my finances, meditating more, reading more, doing all these positive things, they didn't want to hear that and they slowly disappeared. And if you ask me, that's a good thing. And this doesn't happen just in your personal life, this happens in work as well. A lot of people at work just love to gossip. And you need to understand that coworkers, well, they're not your friends. They're just coworkers. And you really need to keep it that way. The second thing that I experienced went away quietly was my excuses. The moment you take responsibility, all those excuses, well, they start to go away. You see, self-improvement kills the stories that we were telling ourselves in order for us to remain comfortable. I made so many excuses within my life to better myself financially, to better myself physically. I didn't have time. Yeah, whatever. We all have time. But I made so many excuses, and you know what? It sounds a lot easier making excuses than actually doing something about it. But once you take control of your life and you start doing some self improvements, you recognize all those excuses you made in your life, well, they were just small barriers that made you feel comfortable. And the self improvement that I started doing was getting better with my finances, going to the gym, challenging myself by training for a marathon. Oh man, that's a tough one. But all these things I'm doing in my life is making me stronger physically and mentally. And now, well, all those excuses that I used to make are out the window. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm a superhuman and I never do make excuses for certain things. I still make excuses once in a while. But the ones that really held me back to do the things that I truly wanted to do, one of them being going back to college to get my finance and my accounting degree, I made the excuse of, you're 28 years old, you're too old. That stuff starts to go away when you recognize it's just nonsense. The third thing that goes away quietly is the need for validation, the constant likes, someone telling you how great you are, going online when you post something on social media for the likes and the comments. That completely goes away once you start going on the path of self-improvement. I learned this the hard way. One of my methods of me trying to self-improve myself was doing YouTube videos. I wanted to become way more confident talking on a microphone and putting stuff out there and allowing myself to be critiqued. Because let's be very honest, that is really hard. But if you try to do something great in life, you have to do it because you want to do it, not what other people think. And when I first started doing my videos, okay, I used to always go online and see who liked it, see what comments are out there. Some were good, some were bad, but the bad ones used to get to me so bad. I mean, negative comments used to always get to me. But the longer I kept on doing YouTube and the more I kept on showing up, all those negative comments, I understood, well, that's just part of the journey. You see, when you're trying to do something in your life where you're trying to level up, You don't seek validation anymore. You do things because you want to do it for yourself. You can't care what other people think because a lot of times when you care about what people think, that will hold you back from doing the things that you want to do, which happened to me so many times. Seeking validation were the reasons why I did not do most of those things because really, no one cares. The only person that cares in your life more than you is, well, no one else, just yourself. So I learned to just do the things that I wanted to do in life because I wanted to do it, not because of what other people want me to do. The fourth thing that went away quietly was the urge to prove yourself to other people. I used to always be in so much competition with other people, even if they're not in it. That's just my ego, man. I'm a guy. And with all my training and going to the gym and everything, my ego used to just destroy me. And I'm always competing with other people. I'm always trying to prove to other people that I am better than them. Man, that was so negative and that was so toxic. But when things started changing, once I started doing self-improvement, especially when I started training for a marathon, my whole point was to be better than myself from the previous day. That was it. I was trying to beat myself. I'm trying to be in competition with myself, but kindly and gentle and patient because at first I was really negative with myself. But being really calm and really patient, especially when I'm doing the marathon training, that taught me a very valuable lesson. You cannot go from being able to run 1 mile to 10 miles. It's a process. Be patient. But you see, throughout life, all we try and do is show someone how we could do things simply because, well, we want to prove them wrong. Now I don't care. I just focus on myself. I try to be the best that I can be and not care what other people think about me. And this is not easy at all because, as I said, I'm highly competitive. I've always been into sports. So I always had that urge to prove to other people that I can do it. But I don't need that anymore. As long as I know deep down inside that I'm doing the best that I can and I'm proving to myself that I can do it, that's all that really matters. The fifth thing that disappeared in my life, and this is the one that you stuck around for, which is comfort. Comfort just disappears from your life. You start to recognize that sitting in the couch, just scrolling, hanging out, that sounds great, right? Watching Netflix on the couch, doing nothing, being lazy, that's one of the best things to do. But once you start self-improving and you start learning, you put yourself in a circle of finance and learning how to meditate better and learning how to just go to the gym better and train better, that is what starts feeding into your mental algorithm. And all you start doing is finding ways to just, well, make yourself better. And you know instantly, sitting in the couch, drinking with your buddies, eating out all the time, that's not going to help you at all, especially if you're trying to focus on your physical side, which is going to the gym. You know, eating junk food is, well, not one of the best options. You know, going out drinking is not one of the best options because now you actually care about waking up the next day feeling healthy, feeling strong, going to the gym, being awake, and being alert rather than just wasting your life just sitting in the couch. And you see this throughout society. Everyone loves comfort. Everyone just wants to just be left alone and do the things in life that they want to do. And even though they know they're not doing the best that they can, you see people stay in the job for a long, long time, dealing with so much nonsense. Why? Because they're comfortable. But true change, true growth comes from taking yourself out of that comfort zone. Once you stop doing things that are not so comfortable, that's where you learn, that's what you grow. And man, when I started making changes in my life, I was so happy. The comfort of just doing nothing all day, being lazy and not making the changes that I want to do in my life, I'm so happy that it went away. But I did not expect that. The sixth change that went away quietly was the opinions of other people. You see, when you locked in, the noise you start hearing from all these people just goes away because you're locked in and you're focused. You're worrying about your finance. You're trying to become debt free. You're trying to hit financial freedom. All that outside noise doesn't matter because now you're locked in and you're focused on your goal. You're focused on your mission. And that's all that really matters. What people say and what people do, that doesn't concern you. You know what you want to do. You know why you want to do it. And that's all that matters. Their opinions is only going to derail you. And let's be very honest with you. Most of the opinions that people say are negative. People see you now as a threat. So all they're going to say is, why are you trying to hit financial freedom? Don't you know money doesn't buy happiness? Why are you trying to go to the gym all the time? You should enjoy life. You should drink. No, that's usually the mentality of someone that's negative. And that might have been something who you were in the past, but you need to move on from that. The opinions of the people that don't, well, mean anything in my life, I got rid of them because nothing in life is more important to me right now than my mental, my physical health, and financial freedom. That is the most important thing in my life right now. And people's opinions is not going to derail that. And the seventh thing that disappeared quietly from my life was my past. All that self doubt, all the mistakes that you made in the past, only if you would have done things differently, this is where you'll be today. That's just in the past. I don't live life anymore with total regrets about the things that I did in the past because now I'm smart enough and I learned all the things I did in the past put me to where I'm at right now within life. I remember I used to always say, if people would have pushed me when I was younger to in high school, I would have went to college a lot earlier. But then again, I wasn't ready for it. I had to go into the real world, work a job that I did not like, and recognize, okay, I've been through that side. Now I'm going to go to college when I'm ready and I'm focused. The same way with building wealth. I regretted the fact that I didn't put money earlier. And I used to always say financial literacy was never taught to me, but that's okay. I know now, and I know the consequences of what happens when you start saving. And I'm doing it today, and that's all that really matters. The fact that I am doing it today, that's all that really matters. The past doesn't dictate my future. The past, though, does give me some valuable information and for things for me to learn and grow from, but I cannot continue to live in the past. Living in the past is going to do me no good. And once you start giving up your past, then you pay attention to what's most important, which is your future. You give your future full attention, and that's when life really starts happening. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 7 quiet things that disappeared from my life that I did not expect. It was hard, it was difficult, but once you start self-improving in your life, it just feels so effortless, so easy, and you're so thankful that all those things quietly disappeared. Well, guys, drop a comment down below. You let me know what are the quiet things that disappeared from your life once you made that changes, or what are the quiet things you're hoping will disappear from your life once you do start making those changes. Drop a comment down below, guys, 'cause I'd love to hear it. At the same time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.